up, guys? Hope y'all are having a great day out there today. So, guys, today we are talking about the EXB Outcast 8S roller. I kind of said that a little backwards. Anyway, what we're going to talk about here today, and I've had a bunch of people asking me about this, so I decided we're going to put together a little video. We're going to show you how I put mine together, what I had to do to install the electronics, and what I have in mind. Now, anybody that's been following along, I put the Castle Mamba Monster 8S XLX2 Castle system in this thing with the 1100 kV motor. And guys, today I took it out for the first time. I finally got the new pinion in this thing. And let me tell you, this thing is an absolute beast. I mean, the power and torque that this thing has is just ridiculous. It's honestly the first car that I've had that I can say that this thing is really overpowered. It honestly is. It'll do just standing backflips with quarter half throttle. You barely have to hit it. I have not yet got to hit full throttle on this thing and just open it up because when I was running it in the grass and on the asphalt, as soon as I would get over quarter throttle, it's either trying to backflip or rolling over. So I'd be interested to get this thing out in the dirt where I can rip it around a little bit more here. But what we're going to talk about is, going over what I did to mine and also the cost. The cost differences between the EXB roller and the RTR. I'm going to throw up a little price sheet here in a moment that'll kind of show you a breakdown between the two. And, obviously the prices are going to vary depending on, do you already have a transmitter receiver combo ready to go in one of these things? Do you already have 4S LiPos? A lot of different factors can play into this, and prices mainly. So, if you're starting from scratch and you want to build an Outcast 8S roller with this whole system and what I have into this thing, you're looking just about $1,500. Now, you want to go buy the RTR version of this, the car's $899. Plus, if you're starting from scratch, a couple $100 for LiPos. So now you're at $1,100. So there's about a $400 price difference. But you definitely get, quite a bit of car, with a lot of the upgrades, between the shock shafts, turnbuckles. I mean, the size of these turnbuckles are just insane. A lot of aluminum upgrades inside of this thing. Is it fully worth it? That's up for your own opinion, honestly. I haven't got to really beat on this thing heavily yet to make that decision fully. But, you do get the better 7075 chassis under this thing. If you want to go buy all of the parts that this has on it and put it onto an RTR and make it the same way, you're going to be at the same cost. So, honestly, if you're wanting to go and make it an EXB, you're probably better off just starting with this and building it up. But, everybody's got their own ideas on what they want to do. Maybe they want to do it slowly. Buy the RTR and slowly put aluminum parts on, because I've done the same thing with, some of my Creightons up here. I've done that, and, it works good. That's what I've always kind of lived by, is don't replace it until it breaks. So, everybody's got their own, opinions on this, but, this was really the first major build that I've had, with putting a lot of money into something. My Crayton 6S up here, EXP, I just stuck the stock, BLX system in this thing and called it a day and been having fun with it. But, whenever the Outcast 8S came out here, I wanted to build something a lot of fun. And after driving Earl Moorhead's Outcast he had out there, I had a blast with that thing, and I wanted to have something very similar with just a ton of power, and I definitely did it. I can't wait for you guys to see the first video of this thing running. I'm hoping everything goes well. I just got home from work. Sorry, this is probably going to be a long-winded conversation, guys, and some of you guys might be bored and saying, shut up and get to the prices. I get it, but I just got home from work, and we got rain in the forecast for the next couple days, but I'm hoping to get this thing out here and give it a proper rip, because we are just going to send this thing and see how she puts up with stuff, because I'm curious to see how all these extra heavy-duty turnbuckles and things that I've had problems with on the Crayton 8S, how they hold up, compared to the Crayton 8S. Because, a lot of times on the Crayton 8S, whenever you land on those hard hits, you're jamming those rear camber links in, and they're getting pushed into the, plastic rod ends. So we'll see how this thing holds up. We're definitely going to beat it around. But She definitely got power for days, guys. I mean, this system in this thing is just ridiculous. It's got immense amount of power. And I'll tell you another thing. You know, maybe some of you guys have hobby shops that are, carry just a ton of parts. But I'll tell you what, trying to find 8mm shaft spur gears are not the easiest locally, at any rate. The size of that Coke can motor in this thing, finding spur gears for it aren't just running to your local hobby shop most of the times and getting them. I mean, they don't carry a lot of those. It's a huge shaft for the motor, for the spur gear, so keep that in mind. That was one mistake I made whenever I put this all together. I thought it was going to be easy to get a spur gear, and I had to order one, and I just finally got this thing fully done today. So anyway, guys, we are going to, I'm going to throw up the slide here real quick and show you basically the prices of what, I put into this thing, and what you can kind of look at spending if you want to build the similar thing. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, if you're wanting to build one of these basically the exact same way, you're looking just a little bit over $1,500. Now, that's if you're starting from scratch. Obviously, if you have a transmitter receiver and all that stuff, I already had a transmitter and receiver for this thing. I already have lipos. Basically my purchase was the car, the electronics, and the servo, and the pinion gear. The pinion gears alone are like $25 a piece, but obviously I had a few pieces already, but it all depends on what you want to put in this thing. You could put the stock Firma system in this thing for, I think, $250, $300, for the whole ESC motor combo, but it's all dependent on what you're going for. I've had lots of stock systems, and I just kind of wanted to build something a little crazy this time and have a little fun. And crazy this thing is. I mean, this thing is just a monster. I mean, this motor, I just got done Loctiting the heck out of this gear tonight and making sure that hopefully this thing stays in place, because with the warmer temperatures, especially right now, the motor's getting hot, and Loctite is not holding in there quite as well. Now, another question some people ask me about the motor. This is normally a censored system. This is, here's the sensor wire right here. However, I am not running it censored for a couple different reasons. Mainly, I was talking with Earl about this, and I've heard a lot of things about running these things on the censored systems and them breaking. The sensors break very easily. Hopefully at some point Castle or somebody can come out with a censored, motor that can take bashing. Now, I just straight disconnected this thing, ran it, and because I was kind of getting a weird little bit of stutter in the way that the power was kind of being transferred, and the minute that I took the sensor wire off, it just unleashed this thing. It really gave it its full potential. Obviously on speed cars and drag cars and stuff like that, the censored system is great. However, on this thing, I found it definitely running a lot better getting rid of the sensor. So that's how I'm running this thing. Everybody might have their own opinion on that. That's just how I chose to run mine. But I am running a 39-tooth pinion on this thing with the optional 39-tooth spur gear. I do believe that was a 39-tooth they included with it. Can't remember the sizes, but I think I am basically 1-to-1 now on this thing. And like I said, this is the 1100 kV Castle motor, the Cocan motor, and the XLX2, obviously, which these ESCs are capable of 12S, but the motors, however, are not. So maybe someday you could find a motor or get something really crazy in this thing, but I think after a certain point, this thing's already got too much power as it is. But anyway, guys, I'm still running the stock motor setup on this thing, or the stock motor mount, should I say. I got that in there. The screws are set with a 3939. It's perfect because the screws you run all the way to the very end, and it's the perfect mesh down in there. It's nice and smooth. But the ESC, I have some double-sided, some really heavy-duty Velcro holding the ESC down on this thing. I've been, You bashed it around a little bit today, nothing too crazy, but so far she held in there pretty decent. So continue to see how the Velcro holds on this thing, but so far so good. But I just took, you got your bare leads, you come with this thing. You also got to get these soldered on, and in the prices I put in there, I was talking about wire and connectors, is this type of stuff. If you got to have the hobby shop put the stuff on, or you got to purchase it, between wire and connectors, you might have $10 or $20, somewhere around in that area. Kind of just gave a rough estimate. But so far I'm really happy with this thing. The servo, I went with what you kind of consider a 1.5 servo. It's not the full servo, it's the stock Spectrum servos that run in this thing, because with the car they do give you both servo boxes, both basically the electronics tray down here. I don't know what you really call that thing, sorry. But it allows you to either put a 1.5 or 2 full size servo in this thing. I put the 1.5 in here for now. I figured whenever this one burns up, maybe I'll upgrade it and go to the full size servo. I think I paid like $70 for that Spectrum servo, and it's got good speed on. I did turn up the BEC voltage in the ESC, so the wheel speed, as far as the movement of it, is pretty fast, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. And the steering isn't too bad on this thing. I do still have to work on some of this play that's in these things. Earl Moorhead and a lot of these guys been a kind of a common complaint with the play that's kind of in the front steering of these cars. Don't know where it's all coming from, but most of it is coming from these tie rod, from the steering rod links here. So I'm probably going to change out these at some point. I know Earl had actually changed his out with the stock RTR version, and those ones tightened it up a lot. So I don't know. I'm going to see if they come up with another release of these, because I have a feeling they're going to, because there's a common issue kind of going on with these things. But I've been talking for a minute, and I'm going to kind of go over a few other things here, but I'll be right back. Also, one other thing I ordered for this thing, and these were about $42, somewhere around there on eBay. But it is the aftermarket motor mount for this thing, and it's got a bigger diameter in here to fit different size pinions. And the big thing is it's got extra holes in the top to allow you to put that thing in different position depending on what pinion sizes you want to put on this thing. So I'm going to be putting this thing on there. Like I said, right now I'm running the 39. So if I ever decide to go up or change, I'm going to definitely throw this thing on there. Looks pretty nicely built. The machining looks pretty good on it. So we're going to be giving that thing a try on there also. That thing you don't really need, but I decided to give one a try. Also, guys, I got the parts to fix the Typhon 6S valve. I got the new rear diff gear and the input gear, so I'm going to be getting the Typhon 6S fixed up here probably in the next day or two. But, guys, so that's pretty much what you're looking at. I have right around, minus, because I didn't have to buy lipos for this or, transmitter receiver combo. So, I'm probably roughly in around $1,200, on this car. So that's it. I just figured I'd be completely, upfront with you guys and let you guys know what is in this thing. A lot of guys make videos on their builds, and I don't ever really hear them discuss price. I don't know if that's like kind of a weird subject. However, I don't care. I'll tell you guys what you're going to have in this thing and what I had in this thing. It's a decent chunk of change for this car, and I hope she holds together for me good and doesn't have too many issues. Other than this steering problem, or not even really steering problem, but the play that's in the front steering, I'm not real thrilled about, but I'm sure I'll get that sorted out. Also, guys, sorry, banged into my truck. The Limitless, not really part of this normal video, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway. Got a new pinion coming for this thing. Well, actually, it just showed up, I think, today also. I got to take a look in the other bag. Sad, but I just got home from work, like I said, today, so kind of getting some things together. But anyway, I got a new pinion for the Limitless coming, or here, and I also got a new set of batteries that are going to be here tomorrow. They are a set of 6500 mAh 100C lipos that this thing should really rip. I mean, we already got this thing up to 114 mile an hour without even barely breathing on that trigger. So I have a feeling this thing's going to rip, guys, and we're going to continue to get this thing up there. My goal is to get this thing up to about, somewhere between 130 and 140. I'd be pretty happy with, and that system can definitely do it. I don't have any doubt of that. I just got to make sure that my driving skills and I got the right place to do it at. But I think that's going to do it for the video today, guys. I've been talking long enough, I think, about this. But I just wanted to tell you guys, talk about, cost of this thing and what you can expect to spend, if you're wanting to start from scratch on one of these. So I think that's going to do it for the video today, guys. I am going to be home for a couple days, and then I'm going on vacation. I'm going out into the mountains for a week and going to enjoy myself. So that is going to do it for the video, but don't worry, guys. I'm getting some videos together, and content will continue to roll. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and a little bit of information. And if you guys got any further questions or comments or price of questions or anything else that I did to mine that you would like to know, feel free to ask. You guys know I always answer the comments back. So I appreciate y'all out there watching and the support all the time, guys. So until next time, y'all, be safe, be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.